This lesson demonstrates some more characteristics of the cubic curves, and I think you'll see why the control points are marked by lines instead of dots like earlier. Now these curves come out asymmetric because the points are not evenly spaced at right angles like in the last example. Here's the program. This program is laid out just like the one in the previous example. The only difference is the position of the endpoints and the control points. The lines are pretty much vertical, but the horizontal points go off in all sorts of directions. Let me show you what happens. Notice the one at the far left. The control points are beyond the extremes of the endpoints. The center of the curves then move toward the control points, so the curving is done mostly toward the ends of the lines. I mean, at the very start of the curved line, things take off directly toward the control point, but the curve starts early so the line can make its attachment to the other point. That second curve brings the control points closer together, so the curves sort of merge into one toward the center of the line. That third line shows the sort of things that happen when you match one point up with the endpoint and move the other closer to the center of the line itself. The curves wind up merging into a bulge that tends toward one end of the line. The curve on the far right emphasizes the fact that the curved lines always start from the endpoint in the direction of the control point. But there's still more you can do by moving the control points around. Look at this program. It's another version of the same thing, but the points are in all sorts of different places. This time the points are on the opposite sides of the line. Notice in every case all the lines start out by moving directly toward the control point and then curve to go to the other endpoint. You may or may not be able to tell, but there's a lot of sophisticated calculation going on inside there to make this happen. This is all I'm going to do with cubic curves, but there are lots of combinations. If you're interested in this stuff, I suggest that you play with these programs and see what happens when you move things around. No matter where you put the points, a curve will always be drawn to connect the dots. I've always intended to write a program with movable points and let the mouse drag the endpoints and the control points to different positions. There's no need for me to do that here because you already know everything you need to know to be able to do that. So I'll just go on to the next lesson and show you how to make one shape from several line segments.